Hey y'all, so quick word today. The word of the day is, or the quick word for today is, when the Lord instructs you to do something, when the Lord sends you out on an assignment, when he sends you out on a journey and he gives you specific instructions, I need for you to follow every single instruction. So if the Lord has called you out and telling you to do something, that doesn't make sense, or if he's calling you to a place, or he's calling you to a position, and he's telling you to leave some things behind or leave some people behind because they can't go, it's not that they won't ever be able to come, but they may not be able to go right there in that moment. I need you to be obedient to the instruction, right? We have to be obedient, right? I've been studying on Abram, right, in the book of Genesis. I've been studying on Abram, and the Lord revealed something to me about Abram that I had never knew before, never paid attention to. The Lord instructed Abram to leave his hometown, to leave his country, and to leave his father's home, and to leave his father's family, right? And he was to take him and his family and go into a land of unknown, right? So we know that Abram was obedient. He followed. He left his hometown. He took his wife. He took everything that belonged to him. But the one part that God highlighted to me is that the Lord instructed Abram to take his family and his belongings, and Abram took Lot with him. Lot was Abram's nephew, meaning that Lot was Abram's father's family. Abram was never instructed to take Lot. He was instructed to leave his home, his country, and leave his father's home and leave his father's family behind. But Abram took Lot with him. And because Abram took Lot with him, he kind of, oh, give it to me, Lord. He put Lot in a lot of positions in a lot of places that he wouldn't have never had to go through. Things happened to Lot and things happened to Abram that wouldn't have never happened if Abram would have followed the instruction completely. I believe that Lot's wife would have still been alive if Lot would have been exactly where he was supposed to be, and that was back in their hometown. I believe that the tension that came between Lot and Abram would have never happened if Abram would have followed the instruction and left his hometown with just him and his family. I want to encourage you, and I want to say this is the moral of the story. Moral of the story is, when the Lord instructs you to do something and he instructs you to leave some things and some people behind, you are to follow every single instruction. I know sometimes we don't want to go because we don't want to go to those places if we don't have anyone with us, or if we don't know nobody, or we want to take people and things with us. But if the Lord instructed you for you to just go, and for your immediate family to just go, or certain people to just go, those are the only people that you are to be taking. And you want to know why those are the only people that you are to be taking? Because the Lord instructed Abram and his family to go, because the provision that he had for Abram was only for Abram and his family. The protection that he had for Abram was only for Abram and his family. But when we take people and things, places that the Lord instructs us to leave behind, guess what? We subject them to harm, right? We subject them to harm, because the protection that the Lord has for us isn't the protection that the Lord has for them. The provision that the Lord has for us is not the provision that the Lord has for them. So I want to encourage you today. I want to encourage you to be obedient. Be obedient. And I know sometimes we don't want to go by ourselves because it is lonely by yourself. But sometimes the Lord is sending you by yourself so you can clear the way, so you can clear the path. And then once the path is clear, then you can go back if the Lord instructs you to go back and bring those who are supposed to come. But so oftentimes we want to bring things and people before ahead of time. We want to bring them prematurely. And when we bring things and people prematurely, right, we subject them to death. We subject them to hurt. It does not, the thing is not, it cannot be birthed up the way that the Lord wants it to be birthed up. So today I want to encourage you. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you are. I don't know what the Lord is instructing you to do in this season, but I want to encourage you to walk in total obedience. Y'all, that thing blew me for a loop. It blew me back when God revealed to me that Lot was disobedient. Lot was disobedient, but the Lord is so good that that Abram was disobedient. that Abram was disobedient, but the Lord is so good that even in Abram's disobedience, God still worked it out. God still protected. God still provided. But sometimes, hey, y'all, we got to stop going the harder way. And we just have to be fully obedient to the instruction, because a lot of those things that Abram went through and Lot went through, you know, they may have not had to go through if they were obedient. If Abram was obedient and left Lot but back at home, if he left him back at home, if he would have left him and his family back home and went on that journey the way the Lord instructed Abram to go on that journey. So I want to say this to you. I encourage you to leave whatever it is and whoever it is behind that the Lord is instructing you to leave behind. I want you to leave it behind, because here is the thing, right? Here's the thing. Sometimes we bring things and people with us, and guess what? We mess up the relationship because the journey is hard, and we may be the only ones that is strong enough to endure the journey. And because the journey gets hard, there becomes tension, and then next thing you know, there becomes a fallout. And instead of you actually being able to keep this relationship, the fallout becomes so bad because they were never supposed to come in the first place that you can't even go back and get and be cool or be friends with this family. This person. So I want to tell you, I want to encourage you, follow the instructions. Follow the instructions. God is not sending you out by yourself because he wants you to be lonely. He's sending you out by yourself because that provision and that protection can only cover you and those who he told to take with you. Don't bring extra people. Don't bring extra people. I don't care if it's your mother. If the Lord told you to leave her, you leave her. I don't care if it's your A1 since day one. If the Lord told you to leave, then leave. I don't care if it's your husband or your wife or your friends or your children. If the Lord instructed you to leave them, he's instructed you for a reason. He's instructed you for a reason. They may not be strong enough to go through the journey. They may slow you down. They may slow you down. They may slow you down. Hey, they may slow you down. And in this season is vital. You cannot afford to be slowed down. You cannot afford to be slowed down, because the Lord is trying to propel you. He's trying to push you forward. He's trying to move you forward. So be obedient to the instruction. Be obedient. I love Abram's faith, but it was crazy that the Lord revealed to me that even Abram was disobedient. He was disobedient to the instruction. But God being God, his will was still done. His will was still done. But sometimes I wish that we wouldn't always take the hard way, and we would just trust in the Lord and just do it his way. And his way is always the right way. So I pray that this word has encouraged you. I pray that this word helps you. I pray that you go back and you go over those instructions before you go on that journey. Before you go on that journey, and make sure that you are being totally obedient to the Lord, because partial obedience is still disobedience.